give YouTube a bit of time to understand that I'm properly streaming. Seems like it has. Alright, we're here. Originally I scheduled this for 11, and then I had to push it back by half an hour, and even then I was still late because of a bathroom emergency. Gotta love when that happens. Oh well. Just gonna play a nice game of Mega Man 9. I would play Mega Man 11, as that's my personal favorite classic Mega Man. But that's on the laptop, not on the Switch. And, it can't run Mega Man 11 with at least decent quality while streaming. Like, 2.5D tends to fuck with it because it's using 3D models. Laptop does not like 3D games, apparently. It can run by itself, 780, not 720, just fine. Run by itself, perfectly fine. Steam has to be there too, because I bought the Steam version, duh, but like, whatever. But, if anything else is open, it could really just tank performance. And heck, it's not even perfect when alone, like, sometimes the stage starts just lag a bit. That thing. Oh well. This runs fine, because it's a game based off of the 8-bit Mega Mans. And it came out on fucking Wii. So, hang on a second. Sorry about that. I mentioned from a friend. He was showing me the recent Pokemon Go special research, and it's a mess. Like T-posing during the little like intermittent bits, like story, I guess you can call them. And then there's a whole thing where apparently they didn't actually put the damn Lapras with the special costume into the game. So if you try to load like the encounter, the game will just repeatedly crash. Because it's like, shit, the Lapras that's supposed to be here doesn't exist. I don't know what to do. I can't just give a basic ass Lapras. Shit. It's so broken. Niantic is fucking trash at making games, apparently. But that's not the point. I wanted to play Mega Man. I got like a nice little interruption right then. I was okay with it because I just started streaming. I'm waiting for people to get here. Like, first few minutes, I think it's fine to be interrupted like this. Like, not like halfway through, I'm starting to get like notifications like crazy. No, please don't. But, like, right at the start, that's fine. I'm okay with that. I do like the number on the screen there. It's the release date of Mega Man 1 in Japan, I think? December 17th of 87? It's kind of a nice little detail. I love when games do little bits like that. Where it's like, you're not gonna catch it unless you're a big fan. Like, little nods to the people who've been around the series for a long time. Like, that's kind of cute. Like, that's the kind of nostalgia I do like. Like, I like the normal nostalgia, like, here's a reference to the thing that you know. It's like a general thing that most people know. Like, I like that just fine. I mean, I watched the fucking Mario movie, it's full of that stuff. But then there are, like, the little bits where you have to kind of, like, where most people aren't gonna get it, but it doesn't get in the way of anything. Like, that number could have been any number. But it just happened to be the release date of the first Mega Man. Like, things like that I do enjoy. Little obscure bits. I'm tempted to skip cutscenes in this run, but considering I let the full intro play out, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I just shouldn't. Eh? Maybe a good idea. Anyway. Despite the fact I'm going for Concrete Man first, I'm not doing the speedrun route. I cannot do that for the life of me. Do you expect me to really beat Magma Man with just a Buster? I know it's possible. I've done it, like, once in my own time. I don't want to do it again. But speedrun goes for Magma Man right after Concrete because, hey, you can freaking freeze the lava dumps and such. Which means you can go through the level faster, but like, if you don't have Tornado Blow, you can't kill him fast. It's a pain in the ass to hit. I did do a little bit of a warm-up. I did a bit of like a warm-up playthrough before starting stream, and then had the whole bathroom emergency. I game over at Magma Man because I died like 6 times, because that seems rough. So keep in mind, I'm not going to be playing optimally. I'm also making a note to myself not to use the auto fire button. For the Legacy Collection, they added a rapid fire on the right trigger. I mean, you can rebind it. As you can see here, you can rebind it to what you want, but I'm not using it. As much as I would love to use it, I'm, resisting the urge to. It's good to be patient, not stupid. I can actually play somewhat well when I'm not talking, so having to focus on talking for the sake of entertaining the stream, that's when everything goes to shit. So, prepare for my somewhat adequate gameplay to completely fall apart in on itself. There we go. This is also one of the few times I'll actually use a Joy-Con on stream, because I don't want stick drift on these, because I don't have drift on them yet, despite the fact I've used them quite a bit when I first got my Switch. I don't want them to start now. I really don't. So I use it for 2D games like this because I like having the proper D-pad for stuff like this, because controlling a 2D game with like no analog speed movement with a damn analog stick is just wrong to me. So I want to use a D-pad for stuff like this. But the D-pad on the Switch Pro controller is absolute garbage. It's fucking trash. Like, I've heard people say the Xbox 360 one's pretty bad. I don't know if it's as bad as this. I have like no experience with that D-pad at all. Big Nintendo kid, remember? So I have like only experience with Nintendo consoles. And even then, I only recently started getting Pro Controllers. Like, this is my first Pro Controller. And then I didn't get one for the Wii U. Impact worked for it. Fuck. I don't know how to Concrete Man that often. That was just me playing bad. But the only time I've ever invested in new controllers is when I got a second Wii remote that was used at a GameStop because I wanted to do multiplayer with people. And some jackass forgot to take the batteries out before selling it at GameStop. So the batteries are fucking corroded. My god. And the remote still worked fine. You just need to be clean of all the acid gunk, but still. It's not great. Shit. Shit. I hate when Concrete Man uses his weapon like halfway across the room. Because halfway across the room is just enough space in order to shoot 3, and it's really hard to dodge. You gotta get in like this kind of pattern where you go like, up and over and like back and forth, back and forth. Sometimes this pattern does not want you to do that though, which makes it a bit rough. It's a satisfying robot master to take down with just the Buster, I'll admit. But it's not exactly one I recommend going for first unless you've played the game before. Because let's face it, Mega Man 9 does take a lot of inspiration from Mega Man 2. Especially in the difficulty department. It's a classic Mega Man game. It's going to have a lot of like, typical NES difficulty in it. A lot of Mega Man games have tried to change the difficulty a bit. Like, ending a shop systems by E-tanks and such. That's been a constant thing. They started doing, like, old, like, select your difficulty at the start of the game and whatnot. Like, they did that starting with, like, I want to say Powered Up first did it, and then they brought it over to 10 and 11? And that might have been a carry from something else, but I can't remember. I'm not counting Mega Man 2, because that was just a... That wasn't, like, accessibility. That was, like, them not having faith in the Western audience. And normal kind of just undermines, like, half of the shit in Mega Man 2. My god. The thing about Mega Man is that because you have access to all 8 stages in the get-go, the Robot Masters, in most cases, some do kind of mess with the formula a little bit, until they split it off into 4x4, have like a proper difficulty curve in the roll. All the stages have to have like some semblance of similar difficulty. I mean, some are gonna have are inevitably gonna be easier than others. Like Galaxy Man, I think is the perfect starting point. But you don't want generally the same difficulty throughout. So that way it's not like one's just utterly bullshit. Some games do that better than others. As a result, you don't want to make the game too easy when you have effectively 2/3 of the game you can go through in any order you want. So the game tends to start off like not exactly extremely difficult unless you turn up the difficulty. But like it's not gonna be a cakewalk either. I tried to be a little sneaky there. Okay. You too. I might as well take their life. I know I'm using the weakness, don't get mad at me, I have a plan. Honestly, I'll admit, Mega Man 11 was the game that convinced me to actually use weapons and stages. The weapon loadout in 11 is so good, it's like, I want to use weapons and stages. I don't want to just save them for the boss. Are you kidding me? Especially with how generous they are with W tags. But I gotta admit, if it wasn't for Mega Man 11 basically encouraging you to mess around with your weapons, I don't think I'd be doing that nearly as much across all of the games. Like, I tend to play these games like at first just like any other person would. Seemingly. It's like... Oh, shit. Where it's like, just use the Buster and nothing else. Until you reach the boss. You gotta save the weapon energy for the boss. Like, I get that. But then you're like, rarely using your other weapons. Like, if you know what the weakness is, you can use the other weapons, it's fine. But like, a lot of times you don't know. Because a lot of times the weaknesses just aren't obvious. Something make no fucking sense whatsoever. Like, you think, oh, we'll get back to the level select in a bit. But like, some of the weaknesses, from a general thinking perspective, you'd think it'd be one way, and you're just like, no, you're wrong and stupid. Why would you ever think that, you dumbass? some of them I do like, and they do make sense. Others are like, you'd think Splash Woman would be weak to Plug Ball because, oh, she's a mermaid, you're completely in the water, so she'd be really weak to electricity. But no, she's weak to hornets. Which, if you know anything about bees and hornets and that sort of creature in general, they can't fly when wet! So why the fuck is it the weakness of a robot master that's completely in the water? And then you start thinking like, oh, her weapon must be good against the fire dude because water beats fire. No, she doesn't give you a water weapon, she gives you a fucking laser trident. That's good against concrete. What? I'm sorry? Also, how does concrete stop black holes? I mean, that could make a gameplay sense because you can just do this. Like, come on. Come on, man. It makes no sense. If concrete, like fucking cement, could plug up a black hole like that, we wouldn't have any problems. Black holes are big and scary and they suck everything in. There's no escape and whatnot. Just chuck a cement mixer in there, everything will be fine. Okay. Sheesh. If you don't want to get sucked into a black hole, just chuck a freaking like, ton of cement at it, and make sure it's wet cement. It has to be liquid. That way it can get in there and dry and pluck up the whole thing. Jeez. Didn't even actually hit that. Okay, it's just delay. I don't want to keep using counter shot like that. Ah, shit! Thank you. Your brothers gave fucking health, and you give a little tiny screw that I may or may not even use in the shop. Because I've played through this without using the shop before, but I feel like because how I've been playing on stream, it might be best that I actually stock up on a few items. This is why I don't want to use too much concrete shot right here. A decent chunk of damage to it first, and then we spam concrete shot at its face next time and it dies. Honestly, I probably could have just spammed it from the get-go, but didn't be too careful. Suck it. Satisfying as hell. What a pun I need to do with this room. Easy. This room should be speedrun, but I never do it because I don't trust myself. I fucked it up too many times before. Why did you drop up energy to great? Because I want to use concrete shot at the head. Okay, that works. That's a start. What about you, buddy? Health. More health. Okay. They're being really generous with health this time, huh? I was hoping to actually use concrete shot on you, but well, I can't actually do that anymore. Jesus, how much health are they gonna give me? I don't need that much health. God. Oh my god, they give me like 100 health. I don't need that. I can only hold like 28. I like how Jewelman always jumps when you jump, so if you just place yourself correctly, you can just have jump into your weapon. Just like, whee! Take me alive! Bye, Jewelman. Done. It's like, I don't want to do this anymore. My god. It's really weird, you know? Jewel Satellite is actually one of the most busted shields in the entirety of the series. I honestly prefer Acid Barrier. Man, this is actually a really good shield. Like, in the fight against Jewelman, if you hit his shield with buster shots and stuff like that, the jewels fly off. But here, you can just plow through shit. If it doesn't die in one hit, the Jewel Satellite will actually deal the damage and then disappear. But you can just mow down a bunch of enemies by just using it and just running. Anything that dies in one hit, just gone. You can also deflect enemy bullets, which, thank God. Hey. Hey. Fucking hate that man. That man's annoying to deal with if you don't have Jewel Satellite. Because more often than not, you're gonna get hit by the Met's shots as you're trying to jump and land the spikes, and there's no way you're getting out before you die. That was me going a bit too early. I can fix this. There we go. And all better. There we go. Everything's fine. I understand this is actually the weakness of the boss. I understand that entirely. But when the game does stuff like that, there's no problem. Like, don't worry about using all of your weapons. Like, the game drops weapon energy from enemies. If you need more and don't have any weapon tanks, which you don't in this game, there's FM tanks. If you don't have weapon tanks, you know, take a few enemies. Most of the enemies respawn. It's really easy in order to grab everything you need because you can just farm off the enemies. Especially when there's going to be really generous like this. Rooms like this. Just grind. Don't grind too much though. I don't know if it's like a memory leak scenario with this game. But I've had the game idle in Tornado Man stage to, just to farm max screws. But if you do that and then try to, like, and then if you do that and then try to load back on the stage so like the game will crash, Legacy Collection 2 will just crash. Like, the game does not like it if you're in a stage for that long, I guess. So, don't farm too much, or you're just gonna end up ruining everything. Well, your counter shot was good. There you go. Normally that fight's a bit more difficult because I keep forgetting you can actually shoot Jewel Satellite out forward if you press fire again. Because usually when you use Jewel Satellite, you're just mowing down a bunch of fucking cannon fodder. So you just constantly forget, wait a minute, you can actually throw the shield. So you actually still keep your distance from Plugman while still protecting yourself against the plug balls. Which, good. Doing that fight Buster only. I've done all these fights Buster only except for the final Wily fight because the final Wily fight's a pain. But I'll admit right now, some of these fights are just absolute garbage with the Buster. Like, some you're just gonna want to use special weapons for. I get it, some are just gonna be like that. Some bosses are gonna be harder because it's weird. I understand if the boss is a bit harder if they give you a really good weapon. But a lot of times, the boss is hard and the weapon is just kind of mediocre. Like, Magma Man is difficult. Gives you a nice little spread shot. That's cool. I don't use it much. Plug Man, pretty difficult fight. Gives you the worst weapon in the game. I'll still use it. Like, a lot of Mega Man games, the best weapons come from some of the easier Robot Masters. Like, Metal Man's not hard, and he gives you the most OP weapon in all of Mega Man history. Come on, man. Meanwhile, you have Woodman, who's a piece of shit to deal with even with his weakness. And, outside of mowing down a bunch of moles, Leaf Shield doesn't do shit. Those are good for Airman, but you can just bust him down just fine. I don't get why there's a whole song about how Airman's like the hardest fucking Robot Master. Like, I can't beat Airman. Like, I could understand the stage being a bit of a pain. It's like 90% bottomless pit. Like, I get it. But the boss is a joke! Like, just repeatedly press fire and do, like, nothing else. Just, like, do a general job of dodging the tornadoes. Like, you don't even have to try that hard. Like, you can just constantly damage yourself. Damage booster with the tornado, just spam the buster at his face. You're gonna win! Maybe on difficult mode it's a problem. I wouldn't say that. But Airman's not that hard! His stage is harder than the actual fight. And honestly, I like his fight more in Mega Man 3 when you fight the Doc Robot version. Because there are some formations where you can't actually really dodge too well. Because they put tornadoes like... So imagine the floor tile was tile 0. They put tornadoes at tile 2, which is about equivalent to Mega Man's head. Well, there's not really much you could do to dodge that unless you jump, and the space between some of those tornadoes can be really close together. It's not fun sometimes. So, yeah. Then Mega Man 3 does the slide, so you guys just slide under that twister, and it's fine. Airman's actually a little bit easier in Mega Man 3. Though generally more fun because like just a little slide. I love the slide. I hate the fact that because they want to make Mega Man 9 so much like Mega Man 2, they removed a lot of Mega Man's, you know, your typical moveset. You can't slide, you can't use his charge shot. That's all log behind Proto Man. And he's the hard mode! I don't like playing as Proto Man because it's the hard mode. And it fucking takes double damage and extra knockback and it's annoying. It was originally DLC, like, come on. May notice I haven't used my weapons too much this stage. That's because this stage is really more about the platforming than the actual fighting aspect. Like some weapons like Dual Satellite have a use because you can tell exactly when up is up and when down is down. Sometimes it ain't clear and you can jump when you're like sideways and the game's like, nope, you clearly went down. Like Mega Man maybe like mostly facing up, but he's definitely jumping down right now. Then Black Hole Bomb's just good for taking out enemies that are below you. Especially, shoot, I jumped too early. Oops. Black Hole Bomb's good for taking out enemies below you. So you can like fire and then just aim it down through floors and shit. It's really easy. Like, Black Hole Bomb's good for enemies with shields that you can't hit otherwise. Like Sniper Joes and shield attackers. Like, Black Hole Bomb's good against those because it deals with them in one hit. It also pierces the shield. It just sucks them in. Like, this is the part where I would farm. Like, on earlier playthroughs of this, I would just take out your satellite, sit in one place, and just have the umbrella just run into me. Apparently doing that for like 5 hours, leaving the game idle, is enough for the game to be like, okay, stop, I can't take it anymore, and just die. The game just completely collapses in on itself after like 5 hours of just idling and grinding for screws. The game does not like it very much. That was a bit of a risky jump, but I still did it anyway. I was kind of close to a couple of those jumps, I'll admit. I was playing a bit more risky than I really should have. But it worked out. It worked out! I can play the Mega Mans. I'm a good jump and shoot man. I'm gonna do a good job demonstrating this, but the Plug Ball actually does destroy Tornado Man's shots. It's just, you don't really need to. If you have the weakness, it just kind of follows him. Especially when it's up on, like, the ceiling portion, because the plug balls go up around the walls and everything, just cycle the room a couple times for disappearing. So it's actually not actually that hard to hit him. Like, if you can get the drop on him, that's great, but, like, just fire and just generally try to dodge, he just runs into it. Be careful when you're jumping, because Tornado Blow does actually fuck up your gravity. So, if you jump at the wrong time, you can accidentally skyrocket into spikes. I like what they started doing with the... I think this may be the start of it, where, they decided to have Rush Jet be given after a certain number of stages. Earlier in the series, they were like, beat this stage, get Rush Jet. And that was like a constant thing up through Mega Man 6. 7 made a findable item. 8 didn't have Jet at all outside of the fucking shmup segments. This kid's like, we're gonna have Jet, but we're not gonna have it be in one stage where you can beat the stage and then just fly over everything. No. Beat 5 stages. 8 and I think 10 and 11, I think it's like 4 stages you get it. You get the midway point, you get it at 5 this one. I think you get the midway point for 10 and 11. So you can play enough of the game legit and then you can fly over everything if you want to. But even then, I do not use Rush Jet much. I really don't. Not because it's not useful, just because I don't really need it. I've played enough of this game to not really need that help, but maybe I still need the help a little bit. that jump is just kind of rough, though. That jump is pretty difficult. Like, outside of, like, Hornet Man stage, because fuck that one segment with the fucking... You'll see it. You'll see the bit I'm talking about after this, but... There's one part I always rush Jet over because fuck doing that with Jet. I've done it once, and I never want to do it again. It's annoying. But you have special weapons don't exactly help here. I know there are points where you could fire off Concrete Shot and hit these little, like, lava generators. When you do, it makes them solid concrete, and you can stand on them and everything for a while. So the speedrun does, but, speedrun can just knock them out as it goes along. It gets Concrete Shot, then comes here and destroys everything. Wrong thing, game. Thank you. Just get Concrete Shot, come here, destroy fucking everything in your path. Rush through everything, and it's like I can't do that. Like, I can do it for like 1 or 2 of them max, but I can't do it constantly. The generators are just so high up, it's hard to hit them. Come to me. There we go. It takes 2 Jewel Satellites to take out these totems. So you just jump into them and then fire immediately when the Jewel Satellite hits, and you just destroy it. hate this jump. I hate this jump. It sucks. No, Rush is not gonna be that helpful. I'm sorry, boy. 4 block wide gaps are so rough, man. They are strict. They are strict. This is the part they often skip with Concrete Shot. They're doing stuff like this. Oh, oh my god, I'm doing it. I almost did it fucking perfectly. That was the best I've done ever doing that. Oh my god. I have never actually gotten that many in a row before. That's new. Another fort tile. The gym plug ball can be useful. In fact, it's actually somewhat useful in this fight, because you use Tornado Blow to weaken him a little bit. And if you don't get the glitch where you hit him twice with one shot, because that can happen for some reason. If you don't get that to happen, you're gonna be left with a chunk of health you can't really do anything with. And because of the way the ground is layered, Block Ball is actually good here. There we go. So we always just use Tornado Blow to whittle its health down to like 4 or 5 health, and then just spam Plug Ball because it goes around. The ledge is perfectly fine. You don't have to worry about aiming because it just kind of runs along the ground, and you can't really mess with it. It's also a good backup if you don't have much Tornado Blow. It's just easier to hit him and just damage race him when you have a full bar of Plug Ball just ready to go. One thing to tell you about Magma Bazooka. Magma Bazooka can be charged! The game never tells you this, apparently. Mega Man games are really bad at that. There are some parts of weapons that just don't tell you about. A classic example being Danger Wrap in Mega Man 7. If you hold down and then fire, you can actually just take out the mine itself. Don't wrap in the bubble, it just goes. Just drops down in front of you. Not really useful in most circumstances, but it's a nice little thing they did. It has its uses. I'm not saying it's the most useful thing on the fucking planet. It just kind of exists. But, like, the game never tells you, so most people never experiment with it. Thank you. Plug Ball coming in clutch again. Really good for this section. Because these guys are always aligned with, like, walls and ceilings and such. Plug Ball just kind of homes in on him, kind of. You know, this thing is generally to Bazooka, I think, but Speedrun uses Concrete Shot. I've never tried it before. It's not bad, actually. It's a bit easier to use Concrete Shot than it is to actually use Magma Bazooka there. I mean, Magma Bazooka, if you charge it up and all 3 shots hit the enemy, it actually does the full force of the damage from all 3, which is really cool. Mows down Hornet Man like nuts. Like, I don't know. Long Rush, thank you. Fuck this section, fuck this section, fuck this section. Nope, nope, nope. Not doing it. Can't make me. Nuh-uh, never again. I'm done. Nope, screw this, I'm out. Wee. Fuck that section. Oh, hit him! Oh, for fuck's sake. Fine then. Always a good backup. Just suck everything into a black hole. Honestly, Black Hole Bomb probably should have had less ammo. Because it's so fucking good. It's so fucking good for just mowing down things. You just suck in basically anything you come across. It looks like a robot master. So it's really good to take out anything. Plug Ball has its uses. Run! Man. Now's the point where you can see Magnum Bazooka in action. Because you have all of his hornets. Oh, come on! Oh, God damn it! Oh, come on! I didn't do it as well as I should have. You actually position up just right and fire off Magnum Bazooka all 3 shots with Hornet, and it takes out like a good 2/3 of its health in 1 hit. It's crazy. I just suck at using this weapon. I don't. It's weird. Plug Ball's the one that people say is the worst weapon, and I'm inclined to agree, but I use Plug Ball more than I use Magma Bazooka. So what the heck? I find more uses for Plug Ball. Are you kidding me? Maybe I need to experiment more with Magma Bazooka, but I don't really see many points where I should. That's the problem. I don't want to deal with you. Here's my screw, and goodbye. I should have done it live. That was Matt. 5. I thought I was down like 2 for how bad I've been playing. What is this? Not horrible. Whee. You seem to get a lot of Magma Bazooka though. Like, holy shit. Charge up almost hits like 2 things. You can't tell if you're charging or not when you have ink all over you because the palette never changes. That's funny. This is the closest thing I have to an actual charge shot. I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna fucking use it, man. Oh my god, it's like, with the palette messed up like this because you're covered in ink, the Magma Bazooka looks like you're firing globs of ink. That's actually really cool. I like that. Look at that! Like a Squid Man. Like Octopus Man. You just freaking shoot out ink everywhere. It's amazing. That's actually really cool. I like that, actually. That's something they should make a Robot Master for. Like a Robot Master artist. Like, play along the joke about like AI art. Like that whole thing. Make a Robot Master out of it and have you shoot paint and ink everywhere. That'd be cool. That'd be really fun though. Not only do you do damage to enemies, but it's like Paint Kirby. It also changes the colors of enemies too. It would really work in a game like this where you hit an enemy and it changes their color palette. And because it's not an NES, you don't have to worry about changing all of the enemies at once. You just change one. You know what? That might be something I do. I did have plans to want to try to make a Mega Man fan game one day. If I could get an Artist Man in it, I'd 100% do it. Hell yeah, man. If I could find some way to add an Artist Man, that'd be wonderful. Why are you weak to bees? Sheesh. I do like Hornet Chaser though. Hornet Chaser is a pretty good weapon. It's a good like homing weapon. It's slow, doesn't do a lot of damage, but at least you won't miss. And plus it's like Ring Boomerang, so where you can actually have it grab items that are far away from you. Like through walls and stuff. Which is really good. So I use Hornet Chaser more as a utility than an actual weapon. It can be used as a weapon to great effect. Especially because you can fire off like 3 Hornets at once. But I mainly use it for utility's sake. Like, homing shots are great and all. Like, I love dive missile, but I don't really use it for surefire, like, guaranteed hits. Like, I don't really need that. Especially when you have weapons with, like, larger hitboxes or just experience with the game. So I tend to use Hornet Chaser more for the utility of it just grabbing items. Fun thing is, if I'm not a dual satellite, I could actually use Hornet Chaser. I could spam it. Takes the enemies, it grabs the energy, and then before it actually brings it to me and therefore recharges itself, I can swap out to a different weapon because you can swap with your weapons out. You can freaking swap weapons while you're firing, which is great. You can't always do that, but it's fun you can here. But you can swap your weapons. The Hornet Chaser disappears and drops the energy, and then you just flip whatever weapon you want, which is really good. It's really good. I do like the plot of this game, where these robots actually have an expiration date, and they're kind of nearing their like life's end when they're like forced to retire, and Wily just uses that to manipulate them. Like that's an interesting plot, but it makes you wonder. Like, robot matches are a fairly new thing, right? Because Dr. Light made the first batch with, like, Cutman, Gutsman, and whatnot. How many years has this been? Like, do robots only, like, have a proper, like, use for, like, 10 years? I don't use one, no. Oh, shit. Yes, damn it. I was trying to back out, it wouldn't let me. Oh, one left is fine. I want the energy equalizer, energy balancer, whatever you want to call it. I'll take that, please. Thank you. I think just so I can mow down the final boss, because that's the one big weak spot of Mega Man 9. The final boss sucks. The final boss, like, the last two phases I think are pretty okay. The first phase is just trash. I don't like it. I'll take a few E-Techs for the road, though. We're gonna move more, but I fucking wasted some of my life. Might as well go all in with that. Just the right amount in order to get all I wanted, though. That's fine. Hey, Khalil. Family. That's alright. I actually kind of started late, too. Thing is, this game actually might be... This stream actually might be really short. Because I don't want to play through Mega Man 9 twice. I only plan to play 9. And if Becca's mom's home, I don't want to, like, disturb her or anything. I mean, she's currently out right now getting lunch, but, like, she was home for a decent chunk of the stream. Mega Man games aren't long. Like, if I was skipping cutscenes, I could probably get sub-hour. Like, I spent a few minutes explaining why I was late and getting everything set up. There's one thing with the Discord message that interrupted me. I didn't skip cutscenes. So, that alone probably took up like 10 minutes. If I would have skipped cutscenes and just went and just started immediately, I would have beaten this within an hour. Mega Man games don't tend to be long. The thing about Mega Man games is that you can beat most of them within like an hour. Like, these are games you can play in an afternoon. Sometimes multiple times. Because these games are so short, they make up for it by having it so you can play any of the first 8 stages in any order you want. So it encourages replayability. Like, oh, you now know the weakness, so you can play it in this order. Or you could try to go in this order and having it be a bit tougher. Or you could, I don't know, do this specific order, but don't use weapons. Like, you can play this game in so many different ways. So I think the game's short length can be forgiven just from how many ways you can play the game. It's so open-ended. Like, you always have to take on one of the last, obviously, but the first 2/3 of the game you can go in any order you want. And I feel like the game encourages that. The X games especially encourage that because of the upgrade system and some of the weapons being used for like secrets and such. So it encourages you to go in different orders than just the weakness order. But you can still go in weakness order if you want. It's cool. I would grind here, but I don't think I need it. If I get any weapon energy from these guys, it's gonna go right to the weapons anyway. The energy balancer. There we go. See? Fuck. Get out of the way! This is how I first found that you could do that. Wily 1 is all about using your weapons for environmental use. It was pretty cool. But, the thing is, when I first played this, I didn't know you could do this. I didn't think to try. So what I did, no joke, was use Rush Coil and Rush Jet to get all the way up. As you can expect, it did not go that well. But I still did it. I can still say I did it. It was not worth it. Especially when I found that you could just use Concrete Shot and just win that way. So like, can't reach that. Actually, what if I do this? Get wrecked, platforming challenge! Oh my god, it's amazing! I never thought to do that. Again, that's one of the great things about being able to switch weapons like this. You can just combo them. It's great. I love it. No, I'd never use Magnum Bazooka. I'm using it here. It's a good spot for it. I'd never use it though. I really should be using it though. That's the thing. That's another great thing about Mega Man. Some enemies have certain weaknesses to certain weapons. Not just bosses, some enemies, some weapons are really good on. Especially with certain placements, you can actually take full advantage of a lot of your weaponry. Even when you have like semi-lackluster weapons like Plug Ball, you can still get some good use out of them. Some games are better at that than others. Some definitely do struggle with that. Like Mega Man 2, everything's just weak to Metal Blade. Why would you use anything else? Like weapons you'd think would be good for certain scenarios just aren't because they're generally weak. Like, Bubble Lead would be a good weapon. It really would be a good weapon. There's so many times when I want to attack something underneath me. Bubble Lead would be great at that. But it often does so little damage or just dinks off of things. It does nothing. So it might as well just not exist. Not to mention Metal Blade. What I'm saying is Mega Man 2's weapon arsenal is very unbalanced. You use Metal Blade fucking everything. And anything you can't Metal Blade, you can just run past. Like, who cares? I'm not gonna say Mega Man 2 is a really bad game. I just think it's a really weak entry in the series because, like, a lot of the design's not great for levels and bosses, and a lot of the weapons just kind of suck. Like, Mega Man 2 is seen as like big crowning achievement. It's the best game in the series. No, it's not. It really isn't. I see why people have fun with it. It is just fun to plow through with Metal Blade, but like, a poorly balanced game is still bad. They still did something wrong. That's a move on my part. I should have just used Concrete Shot. Oh. Live and learn. Hanging on the edge of tomorrow. Not to just some of the bosses are absolute garbage in Mega Man 2. The fucking Boo Beam. You have to hit it with Crash Bombing. You have to hit it with those. Anything else is either dinks or misses. Only good hit. And the only way you can get weapon energy for it is if you fucking farm off enemies before you actually get to it. And if you're playing Super Ultimate, you can save 1, maybe 2 shots of it. But most people have to use the full bar. 1 missed shot could mean just fucking up. And potentially game over because that might be faster for getting weapon energy. It sucks! It's garbage! Also, this might be a controversial opinion. I don't like Quickman Song much. Not because it's necessarily a bad tune, it's just because NES hardware, audio limitations kind of suck. But, did it really have to sound like something was grinding on the fucking sound chip? Ouch! It sounds like it's hurting my game! No! Why does it sound like that? Ugh! Sounds bad. Sounds bad and I hate it. Sounds bad and just... I don't like it. I think the song itself is fine. I think a lot of video game tracks I don't like really just come down to instrumentation. Like, I don't think Sonic Forces soundtrack is really bad. A lot of songs are actually pretty good composition-wise. It's just that the instrumentation is so bad because they insisted on stretching the LEGO Dimension sound font to its absolute limits for classic Sonic. And it just... Ugh. It's weird because the same people came back for Frontiers, including like a lot of the same types of music. I think I like it more in Frontiers! I think I like it more in Frontiers than I do with Forces. Honestly. The only tracks I remember liking when I first played Forces were like the last few tracks of the game. Like the final boss's last phase, and then the credits. Light of Hope. Like, those are the only songs I really liked. I used to like Fist Bump, and then they made it like half the fucking soundtrack, and I got sick of it. And I really started to think about like the lyrics, and I'm used to Sonic Cheese, but oh my god, the lyrics were like... Why? You are next to me and I'm next to you is one of the lines in Fist Bump, and I will not forgive it! Looking back on the Infinite seems pretty good, though. I can see why they put that in the medley. Oh, the medley of 2 songs, because they realized that... That's something I fucking love about the Symphony. Because the Symphony, they did medleys for a large chunk of Sonic. They only had Fist Bump and Infinite's theme for Sonic Forces because they realized that Forces soundtrack was so lackluster. Like, even they knew they fucked up. Hey, Wanye! So yeah, in general, a lot of songs I don't like in video games is an instrumentation problem more than anything else. Like, I've heard a lot of Forces soundtrack remixed by people online, and it sounds great. Sonic 4, same deal. Like, I think the compositions for a lot of Sonic Force music, which really should be called Sonic Mobile, but whatever. A lot of music from those games I do enjoy, but the fake-ass Genesis sound font really hurts it. Same problem that people have with the songs they put in for 3 Knuckles during Origins because they couldn't get the MJ tracks back, which sucks. Like, I like Carnival Night Act 1 and 2 with the beta version. Those are great. But the way they did it with this one, it sucks. It didn't sound good. Damn it! I thought I could hit one more time. The lyric. Want to hear something worse? Alright. Hit me. I'm sure there's worse, but like... I can guarantee there's worse, but that one just... Thinks it right with me. Again, used to like corny, cheesiness, and Sonic songs. I'm used to it. That kind of pushes it for me. I don't know if it's just me. It also got tired of it because like half the soundtrack is just excerpts from the main theme. It's like, no. Like imagine if half of the soundtrack of the Genesis game was da 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 da. Like a big freaking motif through like half the song. That would get annoying! That's what they do with fist bumping forces. It's like a song that's already just kind of meh, just ends up getting annoying! Stop! Forces music is just bad Guilty Gear OST. I have not listened to any Guilty Gear. Maybe I should. Maybe I should, but like... It's weird. I expect a lot better from Sonic music. Forces felt like such a letdown. And it's not that the music was bad. Like, compositions were great. But the instrumentation was the worst part of a lot of it. And then Fist Bump just being kind of mediocre. And then spamming it for half a soundtrack. That got annoying. That's the main problem with it. Come on, there you go. Good stuff for offer, you know. I'm playing safe. I'm playing it safe. I don't normally need too many E-takes anyway, so I could feel okay with using one there. Come on, open your mouth. There you go. Thank you. Great, I'll check back in there again. Yeah. Yeah. I'm just sick of Green Hill in general. Well, that's for a whole different reason. I'm just sick of seeing Green Hill. The Forces track did not help matters. Because again, classic Sonic's music in Forces was the fucking LEGO Dimension sound font pushed way past its limits. And it sounds like garbage. And it really sucks, because again, I've heard remixes from people who actually have access to good instruments. Which I think Sega would, but apparently they don't. But, I've heard plenty of remixes from people. They're really good. Like, Lil Boulder's version of classic Green Hill for Forces. I love it! Yeah, Sonic got a level pack in LEGO Dimensions, and I swear to God that's the sound font they used for Forces for classic Sonic's music. Because the entirety of that game's soundtrack was just like, let's take the themes we know, but like, change them a bit. We can't use the exact songs for some reason, but like, we can have songs that sound enough like it to evoke like, the same type of feeling of nostalgia without blatantly being them. And then kind of do like the fake Genesis type thing, but it's not as bad as Sonic 4. LEGO Dimensions sound font is a lot better with that than Sonic 4 was. The music is bad, you have to mute because you can't play. Yeah. Song goes hard on mute. But yeah, I swear they use the same sound font when they use the same like samples and stuff when making classic Sonic soundtrack for Forces, and it just sounds so bad because they take it too far with it. They try to push it past what's supposed to be able to do, and results in like ear-splitting stuff. I mean, the Sonic level pack and Sonic Forces came out around the same time, like 2017. They were announced on the same day. So it makes sense they had the stuff lying around because they were in development around the same time. Like, it figures, it tracks. But you could hear it. you can hear it. I don't want to spend the time opening up a web browser to find both versions. I don't want to have to suffer through Green Hill Classic again for Forces. But also, laptop, not exactly fun. Well, yeah, samples not like the best word for it, but they use like the same set of instruments. Like it might be like a MIDI with like it might be like a MIDI file with like those instruments in it. So it could very well still technically be like a sound file in a way, but like same kind of principle with modern music. It's the same instruments. What was I doing? I paused. I almost was right. Like, wait a minute, what was I doing? I got sidetracked. That's to extend the game for another half hour. Get sidetracked and just forget what you were doing. The sound font may not be like the right word for it, but they use like the same instruments for it. And honestly, it makes sense for them to use like, again, if it's not really sound fonts, but like something kind of like a sound font because they want to invoke that feeling of the Sega Genesis and that had like sound fonts and samples and whatnot. So like it makes sense, but they do such a bad job with it. It's a bad job. Lego Dimension songs still sound really good. I don't know how Forces mess it up so much. Again, the songs are good. It's weird. It's weird. There are so many Sonic songs that are actually pretty good when you listen to them, but it has to be a remix because the instrumentation the game gives you is garbage. Like again, Sonic 4 soundtrack. Pretty solid. But the basic, like, bootleg Genesis sound they used for it, outside of the drums, because it's the exact samples, outside the drums, sounds like garbage. Dying cats and strangled ducks. It sounds so bad. You wanna know, like, you wanna know how I know the Sonic 4 songs are actually good outside their expectation? The Sonic YouTube channel. They got T-Lopes back for an official remix medley of all of the acts Splash Hills on the first zone in Sonic 4. It sounds absolutely wonderful because they didn't limit themselves to just using the generic, like, bootleg Sega Genesis sound font they used for Sonic 4. They use like actual like instruments, like actual instrument samples. It sounds good. But they got someone who knew, like, yeah, maybe the instruments used didn't sound too great. And like, let's try to invoke some emotions as we're playing a Genesis game, but don't just straight out try to recreate the sounds. It's a very poor effect. It's a problem I have with a lot of Sonic songs, honestly. Like, I feel like some songs just work better when not impeded by, like, trying to limit back a Genesis. Like, something invoking that. And by a lot, I mean, like, the majority of, like... There are some songs that just don't sound right. Unless you, like... I don't know. All I'm saying is, it takes more than a good composition to make a good song. That's all I'm saying. I suck at saying it, but that's what I'm trying to say. And sometimes Sonic kind of drops the ball on that. It's happened more recently than it has in the past, but eh. Unknown symbols. Like, shiny unknown or just unknown in general? Either way, congratulations. Which letter was it? Shit! I completely forgot that was bait. I forgot that was a bait, Matt! The game got me! Damn it! Your trick got me, game! God damn it, it's been so long since I played this stage. All the way back here, though. Fuck. That's Mega Man for you. Like, oh god! Hey! Quit that game. I was trying to press right to shoot it back, to bounce myself out, and it did not turn. Shiny? I'm jealous of you then. Because I don't have any games right now that could currently get Shiny Unknown except for Pokemon Go. And it's pretty hard to get Unknown in Pokemon Go, especially outside of events. I want a Shiny Unknown so bad. Speaking of Pokemon, I think I finally understood, like, scheduling stuff now. I thought the one in Nuzlocke was going to start sooner. But, like, Layton's over, you did Road Wednesday. Making sure, 100%, Nuzlocke starts tomorrow, right? So I'm excited to see if you find a shiny. Like, that would be a freaking huge moment there. I probably should have conserved Concrete Shot a little bit. Yeah, I want to see a legitimate, like, 1A shiny reaction. That'll be a treat when that happens. Especially because, like, Pokemon Ruby has some pretty rough odds. But, fuck's sake, I don't really... Damn it. So on Monday? That's okay. What are you gonna be doing tomorrow then? More Rat Cook Game? I do like Rat Cook Game, and I did see that PB. You did good. Can you get it lower though? I want to see. Can you get it lower? What am I doing? You Pure Shield, go! Fucking ignore you. No stupid Met. I don't should do with you easily. That should work. There we go. Easy. You gotta think. Boss time. Well, shit. Was it rains real bad? No stream. Damn. The boss here is normally lit to Black Hole Bomb. And I don't have any Black Hole Bomb left because this won't do shit. And I'm saving this. Well, should I save this though? This will refill everything, but I usually save the M-Tech for Wily. Because I do the refights, the boss rush after this. And then I refill all my weapons and then take on Wily. Or at least wait until my health's pretty low because stupid first phase. I could fight it with just my Buster, but Twin Devil's rough. Twin Devil's a rough fight. I have a bunch of lives. I could probably at least give it a few good shots. I just can't remember the pattern. It's a game of memorization. 2, 3, and then jump, 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 jump. Shit. Shit. You can tell it's been a while. Once I get back in the rhythm of this, I think I can get it. Jump, 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 jump. Damn it, I hit him! 3, jump, 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 jump. There we go. I got the pattern now. It's all coming back to me. First we do nothing, then you jump, 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 jump. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Hit him. Jump once, good for those. Jump, jump. 2, 3, jump. Jump, jump, jump. Damn it. If I'm lucky, I might be able to get 2 shots on the core. There we go. 2, 3, jump, It's just a game of patience at this point. I wouldn't be opposed to using E-Tanks. Two, three, jump. 1, 2, 3. So all these devil fights are, they're always a game of memorization. And I fuck it up immediately. Yep, I shouldn't have jumped there. That was me just losing the sense of the pattern. That's okay, we can try that one again. Shouldn't be that bad. Black Hole Bomb is really good for the weakness because you can hit it from anywhere. As long as it's like generally in a... It might just be as long as it's on screen it could hit, but I don't know for sure. I think it has to be in a certain range. What am I doing? Stop! Think for a bit before you actually do stuff, me. Jump. 2, 3. Jump. 1, 2, 3. Like, all the devil fights are just some effort of memorization. Once you get the pattern down, it's just kind of satisfying to dodge it! If you can. I'm actually keeping pace with it. 1, 2, 3, jump. 1, 2, 3. It is a good pattern, though, I will admit. I was paying attention! Shit! I'm not... stop! Pay attention! No, I can hit him one more. If you get distracted and lose the flow, it can just spiral so bad. Jump, 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 jump. And we wait and then shoot, shoot. Jump, 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 jump. Shit. E-tank it. Jump, 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 jump. I missed that. 2, 3. Then we jump, 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 jump. Then we fire. Jump, 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 jump. The second one always gets me. 3, jump. 1, 2, 3. The second one always seems to get me. I wish I could slide. The slide would make it so much easier. Ah! Jump. 1, 2. 2, 3. Jump. 1, 2, 3. Ooh! I jumped a little early on that one. That was a bit tight. 2, 1, 2. I may be able to get 3 shots on him. I'm not paying attention anymore! Okay, that's fine. I see 2 hits on him. I think I'm good. 1, 2. 1, 2. Gotcha! There we go. Ugh. It goes by a lot faster when you have Black Hole Bomb because you can hit him from basically everywhere. And if you're good at, like, spamming it, but, like, pausing to despawn the weapon, you can actually get, like, 2 or 3 shots on him. It's really good. Alright, so I need to be really careful what weapons I charge up here. I need Black Hole Bomb. Do I? I think I can handle Jewel Man fine without his weakness. I think Jewel Man will be fine. I don't think I need Black Hole Bomb for anything else. Conquer Shot definitely needs to be charged up in this last part. I think if I get to a big energy, I'll charge up Tornado Blow a bit more. So I could just Tornado Blow and then spam Plug Ball to get rid of Magma Man easy, like I said before. Shouldn't be too bad. think I have a good amount of everything else. I think I'm gonna focus on Concrete Shot to make sure I have enough for the section up ahead. You do get a decent number of recharges with it, but I might want to use them with other things. I should go under that! It's like, this is what you need Concrete Shot for. Stop the lasers. One of the few times that they actually... Fuck. Go! It's not often they actually require weapons like this. I think this is the big main time in the whole classic series where they actually require you to use your special weapons. Like, platforming and puzzles and stuff. I think I have enough. I'll get one black hole bomb's worth. That's fine. That's a Concrete Shot. Do something like this. Then I get Hornet Chaser to get the life. Probably won't need it. And then I can make that jump. I can make 4 block wide gaps, but I'm bad at it, so I'm just gonna jet over. Now, the question is, what should I fill up? Should I really fill up Tornado Bolt all the way? I think with Tornado Bolt like this, I think I will still have enough Plug Ball for both Magma and Tornado. Concrete Shot I really just using against Galaxy Man, and he's the easiest fight. I could do that just fine with just Buster. Black Hole Bomb would just make Jewel Man faster to beat. Yeah, I think we'll Black Hole Bomb. Yeah. Alright, Boss Rush, let's go. Speaking of which, hi Galaxy Man. I really lose for the fight. So wily. Don't miss! I'm too close to him. Give another pass. And then... now it's just Buster only from here. That's fine. Galaxy Man is not hard. It's not a hard fight. There we go. Save. It was quick moves. Like 1 or 2 shots. That's all that matters. As long as you're doing some decent production boss, it's fine. Next. Concrete Man. Try it new. There we go. Easy. Splash Woman. Gotta get the bees out again. I know they're meant to be Hornets, but considering originally the boss was gonna be Honey Woman instead of Hornet Man, it makes a bit more sense for them to look like bees. They have to change the graphic, I guess. Jewel Man. Like I said, Black Gold Bomb makes that so fast. Hornet Man. Bazooka, please, thank you. Told you could chew down this health bar like nothing. Not optimal. I think you get to do better with it, but it's still really good. 1, 2. That's all I got? Damn! I thought I could get 3. Oh well. No. Oh, shit. Yeah, I'm bustering him. Unless... Does this do more damage? Yeah. Buster is still the same. Magma's not gonna do shit. I want to save this for Plug. That's just not gonna do anything. If he tanks, it's fine. I'm me taking. It's rough to fight Magma Man, which is a buster, because of the terrain. Can't tell if it's gonna do a high jump or a low jump. I didn't even need the E-Tank. God damn it. Better play safe than sorry, honestly. And even then, I wouldn't have gotten a full charge from it anyway, so honestly, better just get a full charge from that anyway. I'm still getting something out of it. There we go, I told you. Plug Ball can actually destroy tornado shots. There we go. So I probably said I need to use the E-Tank there anyway. That's fine. I don't feel so bad about wasting it now. Just satellite. Easy. And now comes the worst part. Wily Machine 9 Phase 1. Fuck this part. How about pounding a stupid egg in its mouth? I don't know why. Here. That's almost my smoothest run yet. There we go. Here's the concrete shot. Do I use... No. I'm gonna wait to use the M-Tank until later. Alright, bust right out. I can just brute force this part. I suck at dodging the fire, by the way. I suck at dodging the fire. There we go. Okay, cool. Plug Ball is the weakest of the last phase from the Wily Capsule, and it's a bitch to hit. Because it's so close range. They know what they did. They know what they did. I'm gonna use it. M-Tank it. Watch all this fill up with annoying... Sheesh. Okay, Plug Ball again. This is a easy GG. Use your other attack, Wily! There you go. We at least got to see it. The main problem with Plug Ball being as weak is that there's no range on it. So you get up close and personal with it. And it's not good. Yeah, the charging noise for like refilling health and weapons can get kind of ear grating after a bit. Usually it only plays for like a second, because you're getting like a little bit of health or weapon energy. Or less like you're done. But then they decided it didn't recharge everything all at once for the M-Tank, so you just sit there listening to it for like 10 seconds. And it's like, why? Hopefully me going made it a little bit more tolerable Though it probably just made it more annoying. The games that don't have the 8-bit style, 7 and 8 and 11, have better noises for it. 7 goes... 8 goes... And I think 11, it goes... It doesn't even play a lot of noise, it just goes... And it's done. I like this ending bit, by the way. Because it shows the past Mega Man games before this. Like a harmony, sort of. Like, top left is Mega Man 1. You've used, what's it called? Thunder Beam, I think? Use it on him for Witness. Mega Man 2 on the top there. Double Lead. It's the only thing that actually works on him. Mega Man 3, top spin annihilates the last phase. Mega Man 4, Pharaoh Shot's the only thing that can hit him. Mega Man 5, doesn't show it there. I think it may be referencing Beat, just destroying the Wily capsule like nothing. Like, who cares? 6 is just the basic Mega Man thing, but Night Crusher is really good against him. Mega Man 7, bottom left. Wild Coil, I think, is what it's called. Some of the weapons get them mixed up. But that's the only thing that can really champ so high up. Mega Man in the bottom middle. That's Flash Bomb. Really good for just hitting with a decent, like, hit area. Also really good for neutralizing his big beam attack. And I think the bottom right's Mega Man in base, which is technically Mega Man 8.5? But I forget what the weakness is for Wily in that. I think it's Magic Card, which is not what the coloration is there. Magic Card, I think, is roughly the same color as Top Spin, actually. But I do like they call back to all the previous Mega Man games in the main series for this. That's really cool. It's really cool they did that. Also, the little, like, plans for base in the back, that's really cool. Like, he's not in this game at all, but he's clearly, like, running diagnostics so he could be up and at him for, like, the next game. Because you can play as him in 10. Though it's DLC only. Base kind of deserves better, honestly, because he's a villain in 7 and 8, and then he becomes playable for a couple games, but after 10, they just kind of ditch him. Like I said, there's like 2 massive hiatuses in the Mega Man franchise. One where they just stopped focusing on Classic as a whole and focused on basically everything else for like 5 to 10 years. And then there's that whole thing, like, after Mega Man 10, they just canceled almost every Mega Man project. So, like, there was, like, no Mega Man for, like, a decade straight until Mega Man 8, Mega Man 11 came out. And that was all the time when the Legacy Collection started coming out. So, like, Mega Man's been kind of treated a bit rough. Moments where he's just, the Classic's been kind of just set in the sidelines for a while. The big decade-long hiatus where there was just nothing Mega Man. And now we've reached an era where there's only one original game over the past, like, few years because it's been mostly collections. But I will admit, 11 is my favorite classic Mega Man game. It is really good. It does kind of dial things back in terms of story, I'll admit. It does kind of show a bit more of Wily and Light's backstory back in university. Like, that's fine. I like that. They do a good job there. But, like, Proto Man and Bass are both absent entirely in Mega Man 11, and I feel like they did that just to play it a bit more safe. And maybe to keep it, again, somewhat like Mega Man 2, but, like, I don't know. When the day comes that we get Mega Man 12, I want to see them continue the stuff from, like, 8. Because 8 had this big setup with, like, the dark evil energy stuff through the planet, Duo and everything. And then they just kind of stopped doing classic Mega Man for a while and just stopped that whole thing. Then 9 and 10 come out and don't reference it at all. Because I think these are meant to be more like direct sequels to 2, which is weird. So maybe the Mega Man games don't go in chronological order? But I don't know. Like, 9 does the whole, like, Wily frames Light because these are all Light's robots. at some point. They're near the expiration dates. I don't know how long it's been across the entirety of Mega Man, because weren't like Cutman, Gutsman, Elecman, those were like first big batch, right? Were these guys made before then, or what? Or do robots have like a really short expiration date? I don't know. And you think if these guys are hitting it, then you'd think like the old Robo Masters from 1 would be hitting it too. You'd think they'd be pretty close. Which would also mean that Mega Man would be pretty close, because the Rock, Roll, and Proto Man were all made around the same time as the original 6, the main Robot Master bosses. It's weird. Then Mega Man 10, straight up, Wily creates a Robo-Pandemic. He creates like a robo-virus known as Roboenza. Literally the robot flu. Which makes a whole bunch of robots go freaking berserk. And that's how Wily ends up causing chaos and trying to take over the world. And then karma hits him so hard because he ends up catching a cold himself and getting sick at the end of the game. So like, karma! And then 11, it's kind of goofy. Wily has a dream where he's remembering his events from back when he was in University of Dr. Light, and how they funded Light's research into like robots gaining more humanity instead of just being used as tools and power and speed and such. And why they get so bitter about it, that's basically what kicks this whole like, evil world domination stuff. And it's like, it's not like you see it and then he's like doing the plan thing. He wakes up. He fucking like remember that shit from a dream. It like haunts him. Jesus, Wily. Like I know he's holding a grudge and that's why it's gone on this long, but wow. Like, I don't think vivid dreams would be a thing that would happen so constantly. That clear time is not accurate, by the way. It does not take into account stuff like menus. Because the stream has been going on for about an hour and a half now. 1:38:07, 08, 09. So, I don't think clear time counts stuff like menus. Like the pause menu, the level select, the shop. I don't think it counts those towards your clear time. I think it's strictly just the actual platforming, run and gun gameplay. That's when it counts. So, keep that in mind. I'm not saving because like this is my original. Like this is like most recent time playing the game. Before this, as you can see, I have like all the stuff ready to go for Wily. Less than half an hour in. These are new game. Like these are new game plus. I think. This one might be new game plus. I don't know what this is. I think the superhero mode, which is the hard mode, which originally was just DLC only. It says 7 hours because I spent a lot of time farming for screws, and then probably the game crashed after saving. Because the game does not like it when you play it for 7 hours just idling and getting screws. This is New Game Plus. This is Proto Man, which I've never finished. And this is a whole other separate file. This is another file. 8 files, I have no idea what any of them are. I could probably keep going for a while longer. Because I can do the harder difficulties. And there's Proto Man. But, honestly, I haven't had lunch yet. And when Mom gets home with it, I'm going to just immediately eat it. And we've just finished the game. I don't want to start like a whole new set. Because the Superhero would probably take me a good like 2 or 3 hours. Because Superhero is noticeably harder. So, I don't know. I think I'm just gonna wait till Mom gets home with lunch and just, you know, eat lunch. I did my main goal. I played through Mega Man 9. I scratched that Mega Man itch. I've been wanting to stream Mega Man for like a good 2 weeks, and I've gotten a chance now. Anyway, maybe someday I'll come back to Mega Man 9 for a stream and play Superhero mode. It may be a while though. Like, it's not on the itinerary for, like, the poll I set up for next week's schedule. Next week's schedule, I'm having people vote on it. Because, I'm not so good at making schedules myself, clearly. I'm gonna change the music, because the Mega Man 2 password music is annoying after a while. Let's go ahead and... No, back up all the way. Wait. Yes. It's weird. All of, like, the sprites and music used for the menus and such are from 8. Because of the highest quality visuals and audio. Because 16-bit, 32-bit, 8-bit, 8-bit. So, like, this is the highest quality. The game's kind of mediocre, though. What track can I play here? Oh, there we go. Endless Stage. You can listen to that. I have a community poll out that I posted yesterday for determining next week's schedule. Whatever gets the most votes, I play on Tuesday, and the second most gets the Thursday slot. And the choices are Pikmin 3 Deluxe 80%, which I'm still learning the route for. Continuing Sonic Frontiers Extreme Difficulty, which I'm 3 streams into that. I just finished the map with Ares Island last time we played. Mario Odyssey, I don't think I'm going to be speedrunning it or anything. I'm going to go for like a full 880 Moon playthrough. I'm definitely not getting it all in one stream, are you kidding? And then some Pokemon shiny hunting. I'm thinking of having that be a more recurring thing and maybe going after like 3-segment Dunsparce, which requires you have the shiny hunt Dunsparce and then evolve it, because it's a 1 in 100 chance that you evolve Dunsparce and it has 3 segments with the Dunsparce. 100 chance. And you can't just shiny hunt the Dunsparce normally, because every wild Dunsparce is 2 segments. So that's going to be a whole treat and a half. We're going to be at that for probably a while. Because even when we do get a shiny, it might not actually be any good. It might just be... Unless the first one just happens to get that 1 in 100 chance. I don't know. You've had a shiny? I figured you would. I think you were the only person on a past poll to vote for the Rowlet Hunt when everyone else voted to continue Sonic. Like, you made a note about that. It's like, I think you like the more, like, chill shiny hunting streams. Honestly, part of me does as well. Though I do like it more when I'm actually moving around more than just hold down one direction and auto-hatch eggs. Egg hunting takes a lot out of you. It really does. You gotta have something on in the background when you're doing egg shiny hunts. If you're doing like when I was doing the Flittle thing, didn't get a shiny though, but like during the like Flittle outbreak thing, like, I was going back and forth and like coming to a large area and getting a close look at like 10 or 20 10 encounters a second, maybe, at the most optimal times. So like, there's that. Instead of wait 15 to 30 minutes to get enough eggs and then hatch all the eggs one at a time, and it takes like 5 minutes to hatch like half a box. It's like, ugh, it takes forever. It's slow and tedious. But it's the only way to get some of the shinies in Gen 9, because stuff like the Rowlet line, the Oshawott line, you have to egg hunt because you can't find them in the wild. They're like an event thing. Ugh. I don't think that will change when the DLC comes out. Also, I'm still potentially thinking about doing Route 200% Wanye, but I don't know. Maybe when I've finally like worn down my library of games here a bit, and if I haven't found the gamepad yet. I still have not found the gamepad. We still have a lot of garage to look through. And it might still be at the old house. I don't know. I have everything else for the Wii U except for the gamepad, and I guess the nunchuck. There are a bunch of games I have that pretty much require the nunchuck, and I don't have it. I don't know where my nunchuck went. I had a tendency of losing that, though. I'm stalling again. I was going to end stream a while ago. This always happens. I always get stuck on some sort of tangent at the end, and I just keep talking for like 5 to 10 more minutes, and I just want to end the stream. I have stuff to do. I have lunch to eat. I have other things I need to get done today. Yeah, oh well. No nunchuck, Mega Man. Yeah. I really should find the nunchuck though, because there are a bunch of games I have that need the nunchuck for stuff. Like I can't play Wii Sports Boxing. Mario Galaxy's off the table, so I can't play Galaxy via 3D All Stars. But I also have Galaxy 2, which requires it. There are some mini games in this Guinness World Records game I have that require nunchuck, I think. Wii Sports Resort has a few games that require it, like archery. That'd be a treat and a half. So yeah. But at least I found the Wii Wheel, which is a big hunk of plastic. It doesn't do anything, it just makes it more realistic to hold when playing Mario Kart. You still get credit for using Wii Wheel if you just use the Wii Remote normally, so I don't know. I did like the aesthetic of the Wii Wheel though. That was cool. Anyway, I've stalled long enough. I'm ending stream here. You guys keep voting and doing your thing. We'll see what Tuesday brings. I'll probably check what the poll says, like, Monday evening. And that'll probably determine it. So, you guys have a few days. Take your time. Think about your choice. Think about how much pain you're going to cause me by going for extreme difficulty again. Because I'm probably going to reach the boss of Ares Island. Next extreme mode stream. Which I'm not looking forward to. To be fair, Wyvern might end up being easier than the Giganto anyway. I'm ending it here. No more tangents, no more side-checking. Ending stream. Bye.